So, I've had several people ask to see exactly how I go about setting up my planner at the beginning of each month. And it will vary from month to month depending on how much time and energy I have to put to the project. But what I try to do is at least get a monthly calendar pasted into my book at the beginning of the month. Um, and then also get sort of pages laid out for the first month or for the first week. If I'm feeling really enthusiastic, I'll try to basically set up for the entire month so that then each day I just have to sit down and write down the things that I want to include in my planner. And I use my planner more as a what did I do logbook, because again, like most people in the 21st century, most of my meetings and activities and things like that will end up being on a digital calendar of some sort. So this is more like I did this thing today, so like I had a dentist appointment, or I had dinner with friends, or those types of things will be added into the book at some point through the day. So for May, my plan, I try to pick out a theme for each month, and it can be something as simple as color or just a general theme. And this month I wanted to do, for whatever reason, strawberries and mushrooms. And I think the mushrooms are inspired by the fact that over the last few days it has rained and rained and rained and rained and rained here. And for me, May and June are strawberry season, and it's one of my favorite fruits, and I never seem to eat enough of them in May and June. And then come August, September, October, when they're no longer readily available, I get very sad. So I'm hoping that by putting lots of sort of strawberry themed images in my planner this month, it will remind me to eat as many strawberries as I can get a hold of. So what I did was go through all of my various sticker books, and I will have links to the books that I've been using. They're all largely vintage themed. So I really like sort of old botanical images and sort of weird images from old books and magazines and things like that. So I found several collections available on Amazon for relatively cheap. So that's what I have been putting in my planner. Just to give you a sneak peek, please don't read my text. Don't pause this video and read my thing. So this is what I did for April. So I've been pulling pages out of a planner that didn't actually work for me, but I liked that it was an undated monthly planner page, so that I can put in things like the Atlanta pen show and just sort of general things that are going on. And then I just put these are sort of the stickers and things like that I add in just to sort of make me want to use the pages. So, and then I just write stuff in and around everything. So, pretty easy. And then, you'll see that some days there's just I completely lost track of Monday. So, if I think of anything like, oh yeah, I had a phone conversation with a friend, I will, go back and put that in there for Monday. But mostly some days just get forgotten. And I just dropped a whole bunch of stickers on the floor. I'm sorry about that. So the first step that I'm going to do is just glue in my calendar pages. And I realize that it sort of takes up two of these lovely pages in my Stology, but it just helps me to have a page at a glance, and just use a trusty glue stick. And this is going to be a challenge to my video making abilities, because I may just fast forward through all of this, but you might have to just sit here and watch me glue crap in the book. So, and then I just aim for the center of the page so that they're as close as I can. And then if there's any, there's a tiny bit overlapping there, I'll just grab a pair of scissors and trim that later. And then do the other page. This So, should I add background music? Something that makes me sound a little kooky, a little crazy? Nah. You guys just get to have a little paper ASMR. So, and then once I get these pages in here, I end up having to pull out a digital calendar to make sure that I put the dates in the right spot. And sadly, this particular calendar has Saturday and Sunday split, which really bother me. I'd rather have a Monday start and Saturday and Sunday together, because for the most part, weekend activities go over the 2 days, and I hate having to like draw a line here and then draw a line here. But I had these, they're done. I just keep using them. So I will use them, but I will not buy this book again next year. So that's in there. And then for whatever reason, I put 2 calendars in. This one I use for just like big activity planning. And then this one I will use to sort of like tick off a specific activity. And this past month, I've been trying to work out every day. So my goal here is to have a check mark on every day that says that I actually did some sort of physical activity and, you know, closed my rings on my watch, that kind of thing. This one is the Midori adhesive one. I think I got these from Gentleman Stationer because he always has these in stock, and they are really, really sticky. So I would recommend starting at the top or the bottom and not peel off the whole thing. Look at how wrinkly it gets. There's just way too sticky. So it's way, way, way too sticky. So, but then you can just peel this off as you go and hopefully not get any bubbles. Although mine is looking pretty dodgy this time. It's okay. I'll put something heavy on top of the book when I'm done, and hopefully that'll flatten it out a little. But, oh, this actually has all the days on here. But see, this one has Saturday and Sunday together, which is way better for me. So, and if you're real smart, you'll grab a bone folder so that you can kind of smooth out any wrinkles. For everything else, I just use a plain old school grade glue stick. They're usually they usually have the colored ones, so it's like purple and then it turns clear when it dries, and is usually not harmful to anybody, and it's not going to turn your paper yellow or anything like that later. So for each day, I'm going to use these lovely washi stickers that I got on Amazon. I'll make sure that there's a link for these. I believe I linked to them last month too. But I like this because then my pages look consistent, because I have the little dates throughout. And because they're translucent, I can put them over whatever artwork I stick in here. So then I'll use this page for sort of a wrap up or a what's my plan for the month, or, whatever. So I leave a page. So we've got our full calendar, and then see how I add tabs as I go. So I need to add a monthly tab here. And this month will be a reddishy pink one. And that's what I use my gel pens for. And hopefully I don't stick my arm in it before it dries, because these little tabs I found at like an old office supply store. So they are pretty shiny. It would probably be better to use like a Sharpie on these. But again, they're something I had, so I'm using them. And just attach that to the top of the page and fold it over and probably smear the type. Nope. Ha! Would you look at that? Okay, so we've got that in there. And then these just end up making it really easy for me to flip month to month. There's January, February, I just use a little pink one. March was actually just a piece of washi tape because I had forgotten to put anything in there. So I just folded a piece of washi tape over. I'm sorry, you guys can't even see that. And use that as my monthly tab. And So, you know, you can be creative. Use what you got. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff if you don't have the funds for it. So I'm up to my trick part, which is when I put little decorations on my page, the rule for me anyway is to use at least 3 items. So it can be 2 stickers and my date, or some combination. It could be a piece of washi tape, a sticker, and then my date stamp. But I think things in 3s look best, and they don't all have to be together, but it just makes a nice little visual collage kind of thing. So hopefully I'm not going to make a mess of this, because I did not pre-plan or anything like that. So I also like to have stuff go off of the page. So I will just go back with a pair of scissors, which are somewhere in the distance. So I'm just going to leave these all. At some point I accidentally cut off my ribbon bookmark when I was trimming these pieces. So again, you know, you just roll with it. And then let's see. So we're going to, there's little things on these stickers that have the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday on the bottom, but they're so tiny, I don't think I could actually circle them if I wanted to. So I'm just not going to bother. But so there's May 1st. And then I'm going to put a little bit of washi in the bottom corner. So, and again, I like to have things go off the edge of the page, and I will just trim those as I go along. So there. So created a nice little harmony here. And then if I want, I can sort of draw a line here, and I can put, you know, to-do list tasks on one side, but it just creates a visual. I can, you know, break my page in half if I want. A lot of the times what I'll put in here are things that I am currently reading, like if I finished a book and started a new book. So oftentimes that'll sort of be like I'll just make a little box or a little section and be like, this is what I'm reading. This is what we're watching on television right now. So maybe we're on the 3rd season of a particular series, and I'll just indicate. So for no other reason than at some point in time, I can go back and be like, oh yeah, that's right. We did already watch that show, or, oh, I really enjoyed that. We should go back and watch that again. But lately for me, it's been, what have I been playing on my Nintendo Switch? Because I have become that kind of nerd. But anyway, yeah, so I will just sit here and go through these pages. I'm so excited to use these strawberries. I think maybe those should be today, because this was yesterday, which clearly I'm a little behind. And as I go through my pages, I try to move where I put my graphic elements so that they're not always at the top of the page. Hold on, I'm going to reach for my scissors because they're just out of camera. Okay. So I'm going to trim this about here, and then just tuck that right in along the spine. And then while I have my scissors, I'm going to trim this out. And it helps to flip the pages over if you're needing to trim, so you can kind of see where those are. And these are particularly large scissors for my task. A bit smaller. These are like big old, they were sewing scissors that someone actually used on paper, and so that immediately makes them not sewing scissors anymore. But yeah, tinier little detail scissors would probably be better. But ooh, I have a little moth, little bug. He's going to go over there. And put my little number 2 sticker. Yeah. Then my next step would be to actually write in the day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And that's what I use I pick out an assortment of pens that sort of go along with my theme each month. So in this case, because it's strawberries and mushrooms, I pick out pens that kind of color coordinate. So I have a lot of reds and pinks, or sort of warm reds. I only have one red, truly red marker kind of thing. The rest are all like pinks and that kind of thing. And then probably my absolute favorite, and I almost use it every month, is this this Pentel brush sign pen in olive green. Shocker to anyone who knows me real well that something that's lime green or olive green is my favorite. And now you guys get to watch me write. It's fun with lefties day. So what was yesterday? Wednesday? So okay, my hands are extra shaky because I'm doing this on camera. I've never done this before. So there you go. So I added my day, and then I can go back and just add, if I want to add a little color, whatever. So, and then once I get off camera and my hands are less shaky, I will use my fountain pen, which I have loaded this month with. I have two. They're absolutely identical. You can have a good laugh at that. But one of them is filled with Andronopal, and the other one is filled with Pen BBS. I think it's the matcha green tea or matcha ice cream color. So it's kind of a, again, a sort of an olive green. So that's kind of it. This month I did actually fill a TWSBI with a 1.1 nib and Diamine olive swirl. So I'm kind of giving it a little twist to distribute the particles in the clear section. And maybe I'll use that to do today's. I misspelled Thursday. So this is a green, and I think it has a gold or a blue shimmer in it. So it won't be, I don't know that it's terribly visible, but yeah. So that's sort of my process. I realize I probably didn't give you guys a ton of info, but maybe that'll give you some inspiration and an opportunity to give this a try. One of the things that I do each month, I have an entire drawer of washi tape. So I sort of hit decision fatigue trying to pick them all out. So at the beginning of the month with my theme, I try to pick out a handful of rolls. So now I only have 7 or so. This is probably more than most months. I try to keep it down to about 5 to choose from. But pinks and greens, and I even have one that actually has little strawberries on it, are kind of my favorites. So I had a ton to choose from. So even paring it down to just this many was a big deal. Okay, so I've gotten this set up a little bit farther along than earlier, so I thought I'd just add in this quick little ending. So I went ahead and wrote in with my Faber-Castell Pitt brush pen in color 126, May, and I added a couple little stickers. There's often on calendars the space down here where maybe there weren't enough, like the days broke out differently. So feel free to cover up, decorate, add notes, stick a Post-it note over it if you want to write on it or use it for something else. So I think I might just put a little bit of tape just to make it look more intentional, and trim that right off. So added a little extra. I covered up the days like a dope. Luckily, washi tape peels right off. So we'll just squidge it down. So there we go. And then I have a little, I didn't glue that all the way down. I have to fix that. So, and then just trim that little excess off. So there you go. But then, so you guys saw me do the Wednesday and Thursday. The ink has dried a little bit, so you can kind of see there's a bit of sparkle there. But then I went ahead and did a few more pages. And let me say out of the gate that not every page is a success. Sometimes I'm just okay with them. Like, I don't know that the strawberries necessarily go with my little deer down here, but once I have all my writing and everything else in here, it's not that big a deal. Some pages like this one I think feels really nice. These are kind of fun. This one is fun. I liked the tearing the tape in half and putting each on each side so it kind of mirrors the page. Would be really smart to do for a Saturday, Sunday kind of thing. So this was 9 and 10. I was playing with these. I found some little hand stickers that I thought I'd throw in. So obviously I don't stick to my theme completely, but also May 9th is my husband's birthday, so I kind of made a big deal. I found a number 9 sticker to stick in there, so just wanted to kind of jazz it up. There's those delicious strawberries. You know, and it's, you know, I try to move where I put stuff. Sometimes it's centered, sometimes it's to the left, sometimes it's to the right, sometimes it's down at the bottom. But it makes the pages fun for me as I turn through them. So each day, you know, and if I set up a week or two in advance, it's almost a surprise for me by the time I get to the pages to see what they look like. So yeah. So, and then stupid little bear, but he was sitting there with a strawberry, so I couldn't resist. So he's waving to you, saying goodbye, and thanks for watching the rest of this video.